So with the things that you have control of as a man, you have done well. And in something that you have no control of, it's unfortunate that you started in essentially like below the baseline that we wish we could have started on. Which, you know, when I was, up until I was about 15, 16, I felt the same way for two reasons. One, I was very short. I was 5'1", 5'2" or something till I was like 17, so I grew last out of all my friends. But two, the bigger insecurity that I had, which is very similar to yours, is that I was brown skinned. I was Pakistani living in the UK. And although, you know, I'm talking about race, you're talking about height, it's kind of the same thing of like, it's this thing that we can't change and what we perceive, you know, it's the negative thing. Like you said, it's the first thing that someone will see. You are defined by this bad trait. And that's exactly how I felt with being brown, right? And I think you'll be able to relate to this. So for all of my childhood and for most of my teenage years, I had this belief that being brown is a bad thing, that I will be seen as a worse person for that. I won't get the attraction from girls. I won't get the respect. No. It's not that I just won't get the respect from men. I will get the bullying. I will get the insults, the discrimination, the physical attacks, the abuse. I'll get the embarrassment when I see the news talk about immigration and it's always brown people being showed. I'll get the guilt and the shame when the news talks about terrorism and it's always brown people. And so I was convinced that being brown was something that I cannot change, and that meant that I would be undesirable. Until one day, Zayn Malik, he started to go viral. You remember him from One Direction. So if anyone doesn't know, Zayn Malik is like this, pretty much your age, 21, 22 years old. And he joined this band called One Direction. I think he's like a singer or something. And they went viral in the UK. So it's like, you know, just British guys, like some boy band, right? They went viral, and one of the guys who joined was called Zayn, and he was British Pakistani, brown skin. And out of nowhere, girls in my class, like the kind of girls that I used to have crushes on, but I used to think that they'd never be interested in a guy like me, they start posting pictures of Zayn on their Facebook with like emojis and saying, oh my god, he's so hot and everything. And that broke the paradigm for me, because I thought, wait, if someone's brown, they can't be attractive. And here in front of me, my Facebook newsfeed, this was when people use Facebook, my newsfeed is getting blown up from this random guy that these girls are obsessing over. And suddenly I realized it was actually never about being brown. That was never it. The reason why I wasn't attracting girls was actually because of my belief. What I started to ask myself after this was, okay, if I have something like genetic that I can't change, some bad traits that I can't improve on, and I think it's holding me back, I simply just need to ask, is there someone else with this bad trait who has what I want? Is there a brown guy who gets girls? Yes. Is there a brown guy who isn't seen as a terrorist? Yes. Is there a brown guy who's friends with white guys and has their respect? Yes. And I was actually short at the time, and I actually literally thought the exact same things. And I thought, okay, with short guys, is there short guys who pull? Yes. Is there short guys who get the attention of men? Yes. Is there short guys who still go and do like amazing in life? Yes. Now, of course, we can sit here and talk about statistics of like, yeah, short guys are less likely to be successful and stuff. Okay, well, you can say the same thing about brown people. Me and you as brown men, we are almost in the worst possible category of students in the education system. The only kind of like ethnic, not really an ethnicity, but the only group of people that perform worse than Pakistani men in the education system are travelers, like the genuine people who like literally stay in like RVs and, you know, like where Tyson Fury's from, like they literally just fight each other and everything, right? They're the only kind of people who are statistically shown as like worse than you and I in the education system, worse than you and I in terms of success. So I realized then that this was just a limiting belief to begin with. And this is coming from a brown person who then achieved the success in all areas that I thought was impossible for someone like me. So this is something that you have to ask yourself. Are there short guys out there who have what you want?